day for VIP boxing, and I'm here at the Sunderland Live Arena with Travis Waters. Travis, you've just topped the bill. How are you feeling?
Uh, Tough fight that was, Louise. You can tell now. Just had 6 stitches in my eyes. A clash of heads, I think. Not my greatest rodeo, but another stepping stone towards our British title. So
Absolutely. And remaining undefeated, we move on. Let's just talk a little bit about your opponent, though, Travis. Late replacement.
yeah,
Let's be honest. It's been a bit of a nightmare this camp.
absolutely.
We were hoping for a title eliminator. That was the plan when this card got put on. We've had pullouts and letdowns and everything that you can possibly think of.
Yeah.
We managed to get you Artem Pugac at late notice. How much did you know about him going into this fight?
You know what it is? Obviously, I'd spoke to Steve, and Steve says that he beat someone who he knew. And I think I watched the fight on YouTube, and it was on a VIP show. The fight that he boxed was on a VIP show. But when I watched it, he looked like he was on the back foot and he was moving a lot. And that was a complete different style of what I was expecting. It was quite tough as well, and he could punch quite hard. I wasn't expecting that. Like when I watched him on that video on YouTube, he looked like he was just a back foot boxer, and he didn't really want to get involved too much. But like that, it was like he was chasing me around in spells. Do you know what I mean? So, well, not my greatest rodeo, but we'll move forward. So
I'm going to slightly disagree with you there because I think this has been the first time that somebody has really come to try and get that win and
Yeah.
really bring a fight to you. Whereas quite often in your previous fights, Travis, they feel the power, they feel the punches, they tuck up, and it makes it a really difficult, not enjoyable night for you, really. This is what we want for you.
of course,
You'll learn more from this 6 rounds than you've
what I
done
have
for the
in
last 10
previous nine,
fights.
yeah, I agree. Like I say though, like Ant's just been saying there backstage, obviously we've had a late replacement, so surely like sometimes going into a fight like that when you don't know much about a fight, obviously that was we were quite lucky there. Do you know what I mean? Obviously it was a dangerous opponent. He come to win, and obviously he boxed a complete different style to what we'd actually watched. I'd only watched a couple of fights. Do you know what I mean? In spells,
Yeah.
so we never really studied him. And I think at this stage of my career, it's probably a bit more sensible to start actually getting solid opponents and working on styles. Do you know what I mean? Rather than maybe he's taking that little risk. Obviously, it's good to take the risk because I learn more from them type of fights.
Come
But
through it, let's remember that.
yeah.
You've just won every single round, Travis. You're sitting here,
Yeah.
you've not
I
dropped a
think
round.
I'm hard on myself as well, Louise.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, like we said, well, you said right at the beginning, this is one step closer to that British title. That is the goal for you. And you're absolutely still on that path. Is that your first southpaw as a professional? I was just trying to look through you.
It's not because I boxed. Can you remember when I boxed down Leeds? I topped the bill, didn't I? Back in the last year, it was
in July.
the second 8-round fight. Oh no, was that the first? No, it was the
The
first
first
8-round
eight-round,
fight.
no.
Was it Robin Zamora or something?
But Zamora, that's right, yeah.
And he was a tricky opponent as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I feel like he came to win as well. I think that was the only round that I dropped as a pro. I dropped a round and drew a round against him. But that was probably, I would say that overall, that's probably the hardest opponent. Like I said before, I don't think I boxed the best I did, but I think I'm hard on myself as well. Sometimes I won every round, so
Absolutely.
do you know what I mean?
And you came through some sticky patches in there, not just a head clash. You've just, like you said, you just had 6 stitches in your eye. I think that's the first kind of noticeable injury that we've seen you have in the pro ring.
Yeah.
So again, you've ticked that box, haven't you? You've got through that cut, and you've gone.
Yeah.
I've got that experience now.
You know what it is? In amateurs, I used to get cut all the time. And I think I've got soft skin. So like,
baby face,
baby face maybe. So obviously, I must have soft tissue still there, or scar tissue. So obviously, I always knew that I would probably get cut as a pro, but I've been fortunate up until this point. Well, that was quite a big head clash, a couple in fact. And at one point in the last round, there, I literally couldn't see out my right eye at all, completely. And I was like,
you still
wow.
won the round.
But
Can we stop being hard on ourselves now, Travis?
So, to be honest, I'm lucky that I got cut in the end of the round. It was end of the 5th round, I think, wasn't it? But we got through it anyways. That's the main thing.
So what's the plan now?
I'm getting kicked out of the gym now because that's what they said. I need a rest. So
I was going to say, you've just done camp after camp after camp, haven't you?
And hopefully, obviously, my next planned fight's 26th of July back here on it, and I'll be topping the bill again. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Steve can work some magic and get us an eliminator of some sort, English, further up the British ranking, Commonwealth, whatever. And obviously get a solid opponent and have a good camp working towards that solid opponent for a solid amount of time, rather than chopping and changing.
I think, like you said earlier, you're at that point now, aren't you? So you're 11 fights in, you've done those 4-round learning fights where it doesn't really matter who's turning up. They're there to ask questions, you've got to answer them. But I have to say, I run the YouTube channel, as you know, when this is going on.
Yeah.
And the feedback that we were getting on there, everybody absolutely loved that fight. It was a competitive, entertaining fight. You stood and you traded, and you did look like you enjoyed it.
Well, I always like to think I've got a fight-friendly style, do you know what I mean? The ways I can box all types of fights. I can box on the back foot, front foot, and have a go, do you know what I mean? I can be tricky, I can be picky. Like, the crowd seemed to enjoy it, like you say, and
Oh, they did.
the place was still full, so, aye. All in all, probably it's not my best performance, but definitely happy that I didn't drop a round, and I'm still undefeated, so it can't be that bad, can it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Travis Waters, 11-0. Congratulations.
Louise, thanks for your time. Cheers.
Absolute pleasure.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.